Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join his mission.
Man, you're getting me all stirred up here as you talk. I go back in time. I'm thinking each time you mention something, I'm hurled back in time to some old missionary story, Hudson Taylor, or something. Have you seen that? By the way, have you seen that full-length feature film by Maranatha? It's Frontier Alliance International called "Sheep Among Wolves: Disciple-Making Movements in Iran."
No, I haven't seen that.
Dalton Thomas produced it. "Sheep Among Wolves." You can get it for free on YouTube, as all Frontier Alliance International, I think, is. It gives their stuff away for free, but it trails the disciple-making movements happening covertly in underground, persecuted, restricted access nations. We're talking Iran here, right? Mm. And I think a lot of times we talk about and see these things and that explosion of salvation and missions and this far off, distant thing. And we live, as we talked about a few minutes ago, post-Christian society. I don't know that can really happen. What they're seeing, the explosion in China, right? This new movement in Phetchabun, central Thailand, where thousands have come to faith and been baptized in the last 2 years. Do we really believe that can happen in America? Perhaps God is using coronavirus right now to kind of help us reshift and rethink how we do things and what our expectations are from God.
Oh, yeah, I do. I actually believe that one of the biggest barriers to seeing movement happen anywhere, but especially in the United States and in the West and things, is the mindset and the faith of leaders. I think a lot of times we as leaders don't expect enough of God. And the whole William Carey, attempt great things for God, expect great things of God. And I honestly, this has been a big battle in my own mind and heart, as I've pushed our ministry to take steps of faith to reach lost students. It's been a spiritual battle. I've battled with just thinking this is not going to work, or we don't have enough resources, money. I actually have a whole article, it says 3 lies Christian leaders should silence. And one of them is, I don't have enough, and so there's a lot that God can do with a little. I remember one time I was on my way to do outreach on campus. We were just doing that survey, 30-second surveys. And I remember just having this battle, this is not strategic. This is a waste of my time. People don't want to talk to us. And the Lord, I believe, put a verse of scripture in my mind. It was Acts 18:10. Jesus appears to Apostle Paul in a dream, and he says, "For I'm with you. No one is going to attack or harm you, for I have many people in this city."
Wow. Yeah.
And it was in that moment, it was as if God was saying, I have many people on this campus.
It's not all about you, Paul, right? It's not all about you and the little menial tasks that you're trying to do, even though they're not menial, right? They're essential.
And it's his.
Not all about me.
I call it the divine Easter egg hunt. Okay. So there's people that God is working in right now. And we, as the followers of Christ and as laborers, need to go find them. And we have the joy and the privilege to go discover people that he's already working in.
Okay, so what's your encouragement? Go find that candy. I mean, basically, we're joining God where he's already at work, right? When I first got to China, it was 1990. Well, first time I ever went was 1995. I was 15 years old, smuggling Bibles from Hong Kong into China, and then moved there in 1998. I was 18 years old, and I joined this apostolic missionary team. And this was our motto. I've said it before on Missions Pulse. This was our missionary motto, right? Exactly what you just said. We have done so much with so little for so long. We can now do anything with nothing. And I think that really points again to that Hudson Taylor quote. First, I found there's 3 great truths. First, it is impossible. Then it is difficult. And then it's done. God is always at work. We're simply joining him, scouting out those eggs, as you call it, right? Looking for open hearts. If we could find joy in this journey, for this evangelistic calling that we're called to populate heaven, to the Great Commission fulfillment, Revelation 7:9, every people, tribe, tongue, language standing before the throne. Man, if we could find joy in this journey, I think we're going to see a lot more believers really excited about taking up that mantle for evangelistic outreach relationally.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And I think we need to remind ourselves that spiritual multiplication really works, And so if you invest, if you lead sharing the gospel broadly, but then discipling deeply. And so people that we've led to Christ, we pour into. I have a guy named Cody that I started discipling 10 years ago. Okay. And now he's my associate director on staff. He could take over the ministry right now, and he probably does a better job than me, so maybe I should go do something else. But now we've seen there's a girl named Mariana that she came to Christ through our ministry, and now she's the most shy person that you've ever met. Like, she's super shy, but she does these gospel appointments. At the end of a meeting or a small group, she'll walk up to a girl and just say, "Hey, it'd be great to get to know you better, tell you more about Challenge, what we're about." And because she's so shy, she doesn't come across like us extroverts sometimes do, used car salesman. What is this guy trying to say? But she's just like loving, relational. And she, in the course of her college experience, she was able to sit down with a bunch of girls, and she saw 20 people cross from death to life.
That's awesome.
And then she started discipling those girls. And then she created a downline of, there's a girl named Kylie Thea to Christ, which is that girl I was telling you about that led 10 others to Christ. Yeah. And then she led Sarah to Christ, and Sarah has girls. And so they're even just in this 4-year span of a college experience, you can see spiritual multiplication happening in a postmodern party school in California. And so spiritual multiplication will work anywhere in the world.
Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join his mission. This podcast is powered by Within Reach Global. Subscribe, watch, and listen on YouTube today. Visit missionspulse.com.